Alright, so what's up everybody out there? How y'all doing? Hope you guys are doing okay. Alright, so this deck profile I'm going to give you guys is okay. It's a very fun deck. It's a deck that my friend told me I should possibly would want to try and do because of what I like to do out of the whole entire game, which is Synchro and Fuse. I'm talking about the extra deck. What is my favorite thing to do? Synchro. I would count as my number one thing, and then Fusion is my number two thing. So he told me, okay, what if you could do both at the same time? The exact same time. Now, of course, yeah, we know if you're going to have 5 monsters out possibly, you can play Polymerization from your hand, and you can still use your tuner and make your Synchro play. So yeah, that would possibly be almost the exact same time, but we're talking about the exact same monsters. Not like, you have 5 monsters out, and then of course you're going to use 2 here on your monster zone to synchro, and 2 here to play Polymerization. That would be 4 monsters you're using. No, we're talking about only the same exact monsters. You're going to synchro and fuse with those monsters at the same time. Sounds interesting, right? Well, the deck that does that, and I developed making myself, is the Earthbound Immortals. With new support, Earthbound Immortals came very, very interesting. And that is, of course, if you are going to synchro and fuse with the exact same cards, the exact same time. I thought of it pretty cool. Like, no way you can do that. So, synchro and fuse the exact same time and with the exact same monsters. Not like how I said when you're going to have like 4 monsters out. I'm going to synchro with these 2 monsters and I'm going to fuse with these 2 monsters. No, I'm talking about just those two monsters. Synchro and fuse exactly using just both of those. Not using 4 cards. We're talking about just the 2 cards. Synchro and fuse. I thought of it like, no way, this is crazy. Until, no, I developed it for myself and wow, it's pretty cool when you can do it. So, okay, Earthbound Immortals. So, yeah, with the new support, because, yeah, before Earthbound Immortals, when they came out in 5Ds, that's all it was. And then, of course, the rule of Earthbound Immortals, you can only have 1 on the field you can control, and then you must have a field spell. So, and then the field spell is gone, the Earthbound Immortals gone. The only other thing with the Earthbound Immortals also is that you can attack directly with them. So with the new support right here of Earthbound Immortals, so Earthbound Immortal Groundkeeper Prisoner is a tuner. So then if this card has no more special summon, you can special summon 1 level 5 or lower Earthbound monster from your deck or graveyard. Or from your deck, my mistake, or from your graveyard. Excuse me on that part, alright. Except Earthbound Immortal Groundkeeper Prisoner, okay. You cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except Fusion or Synchro monsters. Fusion or Synchro monsters. You can only use the effect of Earthbound Prisoner or Groundkeeper once per turn. Once per turn as well. Earthbound Immortal monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects while this card is on the field zone. Alright, so you save yourself for that 1 turn. So the Groundkeeper. Then you got the Sweeper. A level 5 Fiend type monster. So most likely this thing is Fiends. It's a Fiend deck. So, Earthbound Sweeper is a level 5. So yeah, if there is a card in the field zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you wish to. Then, once returned this way, you can discard this card and add one level 3 or lower Fiend tuner from your deck added to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon except from the extra deck except by Fusion or Synchro monsters. You can only use a following of Sweeper once per turn. So yeah, 1 on the field, special summon it. Now for the last of the Earthbound monsters is Earthbound Prisoner Linewalker. This is interesting. This is the interesting card because yeah, it is a tuner. But Okay, if this card has no more special summon, you can add one Earthbound Prison or Harmonic Synchro Fusion from your deck added from your deck or graveyard. Put it to your hand. If you control a level 6 or higher Earthbound Immortal Earthbound monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one effect monster your opponent controls that was special summoned from your graveyard. Then target one effect monster your opponent controls that was special summoned from the extra deck. Shuffle that face-up effect monster into the deck. Then your opponent can special summon one monster with the same exact name. That's the effect you don't want to do. You want to use this effect for getting your Earthbound Prison, which is going to be the field spell for them, or Harmonic Synchro Fusion. Harmonic Synchro Fusion, I'll show you in a bit, and that's what's going to get this deck pretty fun to do. Now, okay, yes, Earthbound Immortal monsters, but only 3. So the Piscu, the bird, the big one, the Cascalapu, I believe that is, and then Iru, the spider. The only Earthbound Mortal monsters I'm actually using. So yeah, all the Earthbound Immortal monsters can attack directly. And there can only be one. So yeah, I'll show what the spider does. There can only be one Earthbound Immortal monster on the field. Now you see Earthbound Immortals. So the actual monsters, they're not Earthbound Immortals. They're just Earthbounds. So it doesn't count for your monsters here. It's only for the Earthbound Immortals, these right here. So Earthbound Immortal, there can only be one Earthbound Immortal monster on the field. If there is no face-up field zone on the field, destroy this card. So you need a field spell. It does not even matter. Even if your opponent had a field spell, your Earthbound Immortal would be able to stay. Your opponent's monsters cannot... Your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. This card can attack your opponent directly. Once per turn, you can tribute one other monster, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Take control of that target until the end phase. So it's like a brain control. Take control of it. Earthbound Immortal Iru, that's the spider. Alright, so now we're going with the big one right here, the blue one. Kakapu, I believe that's the way you say it. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but that's the way you say it. Okay, only one Earthbound Immortal monster on the field. If there's no field spell, it's gone as well. Your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. This card can also attack directly. All the Earthbound Immortals can attack directly. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster its original attack. Okay. Now the bird, there can only be Earthbound Immortal monsters. So yeah, all the Immortals have it. Like I just said, field zone. You need a field zone. No field zone, it's gone. Attack directly, it can. If this face-up card leaves the field except by its own, destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible. And if you do, inflict 800 points of damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed. See, only 3. I'm not using all of them, just 3. And the reason I'm using those 3 is because I think those are like the best ones out of all. And like, if you had to say what are your favorite ones, these would be like my 3 favorite ones. The lizard's alright. The 100 attacker one, absolutely, that one sucks. But I would go with using 3, and these are the only 3 I'm going to be using. Any others are just pretty okay, but I would just not use them. The whale's good, alright, but that's only if you want to play defense and then do 24 points of damage, but all you want to do is defense for the whale. So then, Earthbound Immortal Red Nova. That's a new one that came out. And this is the one that my friend told me about, that you possibly want to use. Earthbound Immortal Red Nova. Okay. This is how it goes. It is an Earthbound Immortal. So, there can only be one Earthbound Immortal monster on the field. During the main phase, quick effect. You can banish this card from your hand or graveyard. Send one Earthbound Immortal monster or Red Dragon Archfiend from your hand or face up monster zone to the graveyard. Then you can apply one of the following effects. Special summon one earthbound immortal monster. Earthbound monster. Doesn't matter. Even an earthbound immortal if you want to. From your deck or extra deck. Or you can special summon one Red Nova Dragon from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. You can only apply the following effects once per turn. So there is a way to bring out the Red Nova Dragon. Even if you're not playing a Red Dragon Archfiend deck, it is possible to bring out the Red Nova Dragon. Or any Earthbound Immortal, well, Earthbound Monster. Even an Earthbound Immortal if you want to. This is the new one that came out for the Earthbound Immortals. For an Earthbound deck. Earthbound Immortal, that's because, you know, Earthbound Immortal. Sorry, I guess the camera just moved like that. My mistake. And then here we go. Then of course, yeah, I use Kaijus, but I'm only using 5. So, Star Destroyer, Lightning Strike, Mad Flame, Gamma Seal, and Raiden. Those are the only 5 Kaijus I'm using. I'm not using the Mystery Dust. I'm not using the Sticky String. And I'm not using Interpreted Kaiju Slumber. That's all I'm using. Just the 5 right here. And then one of my favorite things I love to do, if you're playing a huge dark deck, which you are, why not put in? And what I decided to put in was Dark Arm Dragon, my favorite dragon out of all, and it is successful. What I've done with it, I have been able to use Dark Arm Dragon a lot. So yeah, why not put in Dark Arm Dragon? 2. I did try 3, but no, 3 wasn't going so well. I would do 3, but of course, yeah, you know, it's your favorite. It's my favorite dragon out of the whole entire game. But at some point, I believe, why not put it in and then only use 2? All right, so that's for my monsters. Now for magic cards, okay. Earthbound Prison. This is the field spell. So it can be searched from the Line Walker. So then, this is how it goes. When this card is activated, you can target one face-up effect monster your opponent controls. It gains this attack. This effect, my mistake. It gains the effect. While this card is on the field, negate the effects of that face-up effect monster while it is on the field. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Earthbound Mortal monster in addition to your normal summoning. So you can summon another monster. Earthbound monster. In addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. If this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, and you have an Earthbound monster on the field or graveyard, half your opponent's life points. Crazy, huh? And if you do, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end phase. I guess that's why I send prison. You're going to prison, and for your punishment, you're going to take that many. That's how much points you're going to take. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying it because it looks like vicious. Yeah, prison. You're going to prison, and because of your punishment is half your opponent's life points. That's your punishment. You are guilty, and you're going to take half of your life points. Harmonic Synchro Fusion. Okay. This is how Harmonic Synchro Fusion goes. You send one tuner and one non-tuner from your face-up field to the graveyard. Special summon both of the following effects. Following monsters from your extra deck. 1. Use Synchro Fusion that could be synchro summoned using those 2 monsters. Remember, you have to use 2 monsters that are on the field that would do a synchro summon. Okay, so synchro summon in the graveyard, and so yeah, you send them to the graveyard. Then you must fusion summon. That could be fusion summon using those two monsters. Whatever two monsters you have on the field, you must synchro with those, and you must fusion with those. That's why I'm saying you're doing both at the same time. So if we're talking about Line Walker and your Sweeper, okay. Tuner, monster, right? That makes you level 8, right? So you synchro. So if you were to use this as a synchro, you synchro to a level 8. Then you must fuse with them at the same exact time. So you're doing both. Just these two monsters. This counts as your synchro. So yeah, 3 to 5, synchro for an 8. Then fusion with these two. Same exact time with the same monsters. That's why I say it's like totally awesome. And only one I think you should be using because it can be searched from the Line Walker as well. You could do 2 if you want, but I go with 1. I do my extra one in case I need to put back in the second one. Now, fusion. Okay, Earthbound Fusion. They have their fusion card. Can only activate the following effects of Earthbound Fusion once per turn. So yeah, you can activate this card during your main phase unless a card is on the field. Fusion summon 1 Dark Fusion monster. So it doesn't have to be exactly, just fuse into a dark. From your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as material during your main phase. If a card is on the field zone, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Special summon 1 Earthbound monster from your hand or graveyard. You cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except fusion or synchro monsters. So that's the whole point. There's no link in here. It's just all the cards right here are saying fusion or synchro. Polymerization, at least 1. Because, yeah, you're a fusion. You're going to fuse. 1 for 1 because, yeah, you have your Groundkeeper. And, yeah, normal or special. Special summon out 1. Harpy's Feather Duster, Raigeki, Call by the Grave, Book of Moons, Monster Reborn. The magic cards. For trap cards, okay, first, Metaverse. Metaverse is like terraforming, except it's a trap card as terraforming. Take 1 spell, alright, so take 1 field spell. Take a field spell. So your Earthbound Prison. Either activate it automatically or add it to your hand. So yeah, just trap, Earthbound Prison, activate it already, or just put it to your hand. So a terraforming trap card. It's terraforming, but a trap card way. And then just the Compulse. Now that's for the deck. All right, so extra deck. So Earthbound Servant Gremlina. So a fusion, right? Okay, so you need an Earthbound monster and a Dark monster. Alright. Earthbound monster and a Dark. So this is what I mean. Yeah. See? Earthbound monster and a Dark. So, if this card is special summon. So then, if this card is summon, you can add 1 Earthbound monster from your deck, add it to your hand. Add 1, okay? You can target 1 Dark Synchro monster you control. It can attack directly. You target 1 of your own, it can attack directly. A Synchro monster. It has to be a Dark Synchro monster. If a monster or monsters your opponent controls is destroyed by an Earthbound card effect, except during the damage step, you can target 1 of those destroyed monsters. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to that of monster's original attack. You can only use this effect of Earthbound NGO Grimna once per turn. So target one of your own. That dark fusion that dark synchro can attack directly. Then we got the Kraken. Two earthbound monsters. So then, if this card is special summon, you can add a field spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So get your prison. If a monster is a special summon from your opponent's extra deck, during the damage step, you can destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible that were special summoned. And if you do, inflict 800 points of damage to your opponent for each monster that was destroyed. Once per turn. See, this is just crazy stuff these Earthbounds do. And then the Gracia. You need an Earthbound Fusion monster and an Earthbound Synchro monster. It's easy to do. It's not hard. Now, must be fusion summon. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles a monster, change that monster to 0. So attack, the monster goes to 0. Slice through. Or if your opponent attacked it, 0, punch through. So think of it this way. A Blue Eyes, Blue Eyes White Dragon. 3,000, right? 3,000? No, attack. Blue Eyes White Dragon goes to 3, goes to 0. Slash through, even if it's 3,000 as well. Attack, go to 0. Take the 3,000 points of damage. You will not take. It will not die. It will just go slash through, gone, and it stays alive. Now, okay. That's for an example. The monster's attack and defense will go to 0. If a monster in your opponent's possession is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you're going to destroy all cards your opponent controls. You can only use the effect of Earthbound Servant of Geogracia once per turn. This card is face up. Okay, once per turn. If this face up card in its owner's control leaves the field and becomes an opponent's card, you can special summon one Earthbound monster from your deck or extra deck. That's the fusion Earthbound monsters. Now the synchro Earthbound monsters. So Gremlin is your level 6. Okay, it's not hard to do. You need a dark tuner and no dark and non-dark. Okay, all your tuners are darks. So then, quick effect. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Then your opponent chooses one of the following effects to this. Then they must apply to one of these effects. Rather, 1, they destroy their own monster. Or 2, I gain the life points of that monster's attack. So they want to destroy their own monster, I gain the life points. Also, during battle phase, quick effect, I can fuse using Gremlin by banishing its materials from your hand, field, or in the graveyard. I must use Gremlin and any other cards to fuse. I can do it instantly. So first, okay, I'll choose Dark Magician. If my opponent was playing Dark Magician deck, Dark Magician, they must destroy their Dark Magician or I gain 25 life points. They're choosing. They possibly don't want to destroy it because they're dealing with the 2,000 and then, of course, a Dark Magician can slice through my Gremlin. Or, quick effect, see? Tribute. So attack? No. Quick effect? Tribute. Tribute. And that's why I'm saying it's easy to bring out. Because you need to use a fusion and a synchro. You got it right here. Easy to do. It's not hard. And then when my opponent declares an attack of a Dark Magician, okay, fuse, so it's a fizzle, doesn't go, or they can try once again, but look, remember, 3,025. Attack? No, they don't take 500. They're going to take the full 3,000 because Dark Magician will go to 0 if they attack Gracia. Get the idea? Their 8-star is Geo Griffin. Oh, he's just awesome. So then, quick effect. You can special summon one earthbound monster from your graveyard in defense position. Special summon one Geogriffin. Also cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except fusion or synchro monsters. You can destroy one card on the field. Then inflict 300 points of damage to your opponent for each earthbound monster with a different name in your field and graveyard. So, if it is on the field, earthbound monster, right? Earthbound. Or if you have your field spell and you have an earthbound immortal in your graveyard. Remember, just an earthbound. 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 It's called earthbound. Special summon. But you need the field spell if you want to bring on earthbound immortal monster. That's the synchro earthbounds. Then since you could do 7, I would do Black Rose Dragon, but I do not want to blow out the entire field. But I'll use Cyber's Quantum Dragon. While you control a link monster, okay, you're not doing that. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target monsters you control for attacks. Who cares about that one? Except this one. Also, your opponent cannot target monsters you control with card effects. Except this one. Once per turn, at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, return that opponent's monsters to the hand. Also, this card can make a second attack in a row. Boom, boom. And it's at 25. Not bad. That's why I use Cyber's Quantum Dragon. And it's easy. Yeah, you can make 7s in here as well. I would go Black Rose, like I just said, but do you really want to get rid of your field? Get rid of your entire field? Well, your entire zones right here. Do you want to get rid of your field spell? Do you want to get rid of anything else? Quite frankly, no. Just another level 8 you can make is, I go Scarlet, Red Dragon Archfiend. Here we go, Berserker of the 10Y. That's another one. And then I did say it is possible to make Red Nova Dragon. Because it is possible. So a little example of what I mean by harmonic synchro fusion, of synchroing and fusing at the same time. This is like the main combo you want to go with all the time. So, if you played harmonic synchro fusion, this is how it goes, of what I mean by synchro and fusion. So, this would be your synchro, right? To make your level 8. So, you're level 8, right? Now you must fuse as well. See? Synchro and fuse. Using the exact same cards. So this would be like your polymerization. Use the 2 monsters to make an... So you need an earthbound monster and a dark. Synchro. Synchro, fuse. Same thing. Crazy, huh? Synchro, fuse. Using the same monsters. Not like how I told you before in the video. Yeah, if you have like 4 monsters, okay, I'll synchro with these 2 and I'll fuse with these 2. No, just the exact same thing. Fuse, synchro, fuse. Exactly. And if you have harmonic synchro, okay. Synchro fuse. Synchro. fuse, or even if you want, go your Kraken. That's it. That's how it goes. Synchro fuse. That's what you're doing with this deck. It's an awesome play to do. And then for Immortal, right here, Immortal Red Nova. There can only be one Earthbound Immortal monster on the field, okay? Quick effect. You can banish this card. Or Graveyard. Or Red Nova Dragon, or Red Dragon Archene, okay? And yeah, this is a way to bring Red Nova Dragon out. And I would say use 3. If you want to use a second Harmonic Synchro Fusion, go ahead. But right now, I'm using just 1. It's just an amazing deck to do. There are times also I've had my Earthbound Immortal in my hand. And let's just say Geo Griffin I had. And I had my field spell. And Earthbound Prison. Fusion. Fuse these two. Remember, just an Earthbound monster and a make your Kraken, make your Grimla, whatever. See? It's easy. Don't think it's that hard. It's too easy. Dark monster and an Earthbound monster. When it comes to your play, okay, so first, I will target my Griffin to attack directly. As long as I have an Earthbound monster, well, as long as you have a field spell on the field. Comes to my turn, special summon any Earthbound monster. And then switch it. But remember, you can only control one, so I can't bring out the other one. That's what you're doing with this deck. And yeah, there are times I've gotten like, okay, so like, yeah, you have 3. And then remember, Dark Arm Dragon, you need exactly 3. So I had an Earthbound Immortal, okay, in the graveyard. There are times I've done this, okay. As long as I have one, okay. Sweeper. Maybe just Synchro to an 8. That's what you want to do. Or, if I do, Harmonic Synchro Fusion, alright. So you make your Griffin, the Kraken, whatever. Maybe Kraken and search for your Prison. Three, right? There you go. 3 exact darks. Dark Arm Dragon. Gremlin? okay, let's just say Dark Arm Dragon. They were declare an attack. Quick effect. Choose my Gremlin. And maybe either fusion, any fusion I have. Okay, fuse. So yeah, send away, activate the effect, send away. There you go. Instant. Now my Dark Arm Dragon must go to Agrasha. 0, attack, gone. Remember, it's gone by all monsters. And they take damage. That's how I was like most decks I just get confused. Like, how do I run this? I don't know exactly how to do it. And then when he told me about this, I was still confused a bit. Like, how do I run this? How do I run this? Like, okay, I understood the synchro fuse, playing the fusion, but what else could I put in? And then I'm just like, alright, fine, I gotta go Kaijus, because, of course, any Earthbound Immortals or any kind of deck, you know what they're gonna put in. That I will not put in, because I don't like those cards. I won't use them. So, I had no other choice but to do Kaijus, and then Kaijus help. And you don't really want to put that many Kaijus. And then just, I showed you what Harmonic Synchro Fusion. I gave you an example. So for the video, I'll show you more combos you can do with this deck. And yeah, it's just fun. You fuse and synchro with the same exact monsters at the exact same time. Yeah, I know. I know I just keep on telling you guys, like, okay, yeah, 4 monsters, synchro with these 2, fuse with these 2. No, but just these 2 monsters. Synchro and fuse. That's how crazy this deck can be, and how fun it can be. So just, with the new support, and then I'm showing you, the fusion and synchros of what these Earthbound monsters have. Sorry about that. If you heard that, that was my phone. But yeah, this is the deck, an Earthbound Immortal deck. So then, hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll show you a video later. Speak to y'all later.